So welcome back sa ating video lesson for entrepreneurship. So for today's video, we're going to talk about the Module 1 Lesson 2 for this quarter. So this is the module that we are going to use for week 3 of entrepreneurship. So, ayan. The supply chain and the recruitment process in the relation to the business enterprise. So we would like to give the acknowledgement and credit to the writer of this module, si Ma'am Lovejoy OCAMPO, teacher of DIOSDADO Macapagal Memorial HS. So let's start. So this is the lesson 2, the supply chain and the recruitment process. So you have your preliminary activities. So you have to write this on your notebook. Ito mga sagot po ninyo dito sa pretest. And the lesson proper. So you have learned in the previous module the 4 M's of production. So 4 plus 1 M of production. So now, before we proceed to supply chain and the recruitment process, you have to answer the what's in activity. Again, so in your own words, describe the 4 plus 1 M's of production. And for what's new activity, so we have here a blank biodata form. So you are going to answer this in a separate sheet of paper. So, or you could write this in your notebook. So you could have maybe a picture, recent picture siguro. Then, ayan, so address or communication, place of residence. Then family details, so father, mother, and possibly siblings siguro ito. Since kayo ay mga grade 11 students pa lang naman. Then, academic details, language proficiency. So, maybe check nyo na lang dito. Let's say, for example, Filipino, English. So, check na lang. Read, write, or speak. And other achievements. So, you could also write it here. So, that is for the biodata form. So, for this lesson, so we have the 4 M's of production discussed previously. But here, the methods and manpower will be discussed thoroughly. So the lesson for this module could include how to select potential supplier. Also, we're going to talk about the recruitment process to hire qualified manpower. Now let's start with how to select potential supplier. So this is not only focuses on the lowest bidder or the lowest supplier that could offer their products to you, but also it could be aligned to your goals or objectives of the company. So if you really wanted to produce quality or high quality products, so you go to a supplier that could deliver high quality raw materials, of course. So you could also consider value for money. So yung binabayad mo ba ay tama sa bumabalik sa yung supplies. Also the reliability and the service. So good quality ba yon? So, reliable ba silang kausap, yung mga supplier ninyo? So, service, on time ba sila makapag-deliver sa inyo ng mga products? Okay? Now, for some guide or step-by-step approach, ito po yung ating pwedeng sundin. So, first is thinking strategically when selecting suppliers. Okay, so here you have a supplier that can match your business needs or much better exceeds. Let's say, for example, you want some raw materials for dress, okay? So, or for clothes. So, that supplier can offer you what you need, but also, nag-o-offer din siya ng ibang kulay or ibang ano ba, characteristic na tela, I don't know, ibang parang options para sa inyo. Also, ayan, you could also look for choice of sources or suppliers. So, meron kang at least na backup plan. If, let's say, maubusan yung isa mong supplier, meron kang isa pang pwedeng pagkuhanan. Next, what you should look for a supplier. Okay, so your supplier should be reliable. Yan, discuss natin kanina. Consistent with the quality of supply. So, hindi pa iba-iba. Okay, so hindi minsan magagandang quality, minsan hindi masyadong maganda. So, at least dapat consistent siya dun sa binibigay sa inyong mga raw materials. Also, yon value for money. So, kung ano yung value na binibigay mo sa kanya, yun din sana yung mawawalik sa'yo. Also, have a strong service and communication. So, meron siyang at least parang service center or hotline. If nagkaroon ng problema yung delivery, may tatawagan kayo. Also, financially secure. And financially secure, at least matagal na siya in the business, of course. So, you have to look for that. Hindi kasi siya magtatagal sa business if hindi maganda yung kanyang partnership, ayan, hindi maganda yung kanyang partnership approach sa kanyang mga other clients. So, magiging secured siya through the time. Okay? Next, number 3 is identifying potential supplier through variety of channels. Okay? So, ayan, it could include recommendations. Let's say, family or relative friends recommendations. Ito, magandang supplier to. So, yeah, i-scan mo siya and then i-screen. Then, directories, trade association, and business advisors, exhibitions, and trade press. So, these are some of the channels that you could use to identify your potential suppliers. The next step is choosing a supplier. So, meron kang mga na-identify na potential supplier. So, A, B, C, D. Let's say, for example, 4. And then, pipili ka na sa kanila ng pinaka-best na supplier na siya makikipag-communicate ka. The other 3 could be your backup plan in case na marami ding other clients sa supplier A. So, at least meron ka pang pwedeng puntahan na suppliers. Okay, so, you could ask yourself this following question. So, can this supplier deliver what you want? Financially secured? How long have they been established? And do you know anyone who has used or recommend this supplier? And are they on any approved suppliers list from trade association or even the government? So, you could also check maybe the DTI, SEC, do sa mga supplier. SEC, DTI. You could check maybe. Or the local government units where they have been located. Okay, so you could do, yes, of course, do some research to know more about them. Then last one is getting the right supplier from your business by knowing your needs. Hirap talaga itong mouse ko na. Okay, so yan, you have to get quotations. So, and then compare them between other potential suppliers. So, ano ba yung mga product specifications nila, magkano yun, let's say per bundle, per pack, and then you compare A, B, C, D. Let's say, for example, sa mga suppliers na na-identify nila. Next, since we have, let's say, for example, we have our suppliers. So, we have already the best supplier possible for our business. Now, let's define the value chain and the supply chain. First, the term value chain refers to the process which the business receive raw materials or the input and then transform it, using the processes or the method, into a finished product or the output. So, you have to remember IPO. Input, processes, and output. So, after nating magawa si finished product, so you have to add value to the finished product because you use your resources. You use your manpower, you use the machine, and then sell the finished product to the customers. However, si supply chain naman represent the steps to get the products or services to the customer. So let's say for example from your supplier and then to you, the manufacturing or the business, and then you have your wholesale and then retail and then the uh, buyers or the final consumers. So, ang daming step na pinagdaanan bago nakarating sa kanya. So, yun po si supply chain. Okay? And so, often dealing with manufacturer and could be after market parts. To further elaborate, ayan, si supply chain involves all parties. Okay? So, yun nga. Laman mula kay supplier, manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, hanggang kay final consumer. Okay? And leading to consumer satisfaction. And also, of course, after maybe kay final customer or the consumer, let's say for example, nagkaroon ng defect or nagkaroon ng breakdown yung product. So, meron kang aftermarket service or yung mga service center mo na pwedeng gumawa dun sa product ni customer to guarantee customer satisfaction. While the value chain, ayan, set of interrelated activities, yung sinasabi ko nga. So, from input, and then you have your processes, and then output. So, yung processes or the transformation or the methods dun sa 4Ms ng ating production, siya yung mga interrelated activities na pwedeng gawin ni company to gain competitive advantage or to create high quality products. Okay? And then, using that process, of course, mag-a-add ka ng value dun sa magiging finished products mo. Since na-process mo na yung raw materials, and then using those processes, marami kang ginawang activities. Okay? The next topic, so after you have your supplier, and maybe, ayan, the business grows, so you have to hire qualified employees. So these are some guide on how you could select the right human resources that could handle your business operation. So first is the job description. So here enumerates the duties and responsibilities of the potential employees. Let's say for example, siya ay magiging assistant ng cook. So ano yung kanyang mga duties and responsibilities? Ano yung mga dapat niyang gawin? So, to assist the cook, to handle or to clean the raw materials. So you have to very specific in what he or she would be doing inside the office hours. Okay, next is the employee qualification. Yan. So, criteria na dapat meron ang iyong i-hire. So, let's say, a good educational background. Kailangan ba niya ng work experience? Ano ang dapat na skill na meron siya? Next is, preparatory selection of job applicants. So, you could do some interview, an examination, let's say for example, or maybe demonstration. Depende sa kung ano pwede mong ipagawa sa kanya para ma-identify kung qualified pa siya doon sa kanyang ina-applyang position. Next is, job selection or the selection of job applicant. So, from those candidates na nag-apply, so you have to screen and pick the most qualified and suited candidate for the job. Okay? So, ayan nga. Tulad sinabi ko kanina, may mga stages or mga processes ka rin pwedeng gawin para ma-identify sila. And then, ayan. So, additional tip. So, remember that in an interview, the entrepreneur promotes the business to the candidate. While the candidate sells himself or herself by citing her experiences or could be educational background. And then, next is the job offer. Okay? So, after makapag-select ka na ng the best possible applicant or candidate dun sa mga nag-apply, so, ito naman, i-convince mo siya to take the job. Okay? So, you could include a job contract. So, ayan. So, generally summarizes the terms and condition doon sa kanyang employment sa iyong negosyo. So, it could include work hours, benefits, salaries. Okay, next is, ayan, employment development or training people. Ayan, is one of the biggest investment of an entrepreneur or a businessman. So, not only the business you nourishes, but also the human capital. So, using these training tools, you could keep your employees satisfied in working for your company. So, you have, yeah, employee orientation. This is done before or during the first day of the employee inside the organization. So you also have OJT and body system, mentor-mentee program, succession plan, training, online learning programs, and you could have also internal training programs, and possible international or local symposia or seminars. Aside from this and training tools for employees, you also could have this strategies for employee management. Okay, so you could have a competitive salary package, uh, non-monetary benefits, and additional benefits if possible. So using this, you could at least ensure that the uh, employees will be satisfied in working with you. So competitive salary package and include and guaranteed bonuses, performance bonuses, commission and other monetary incentives. Okay, so sa non-monetary naman, ayan, medical coverage, mga leave credits, flexible working schedule. This is really applicable in our time right now because of COVID. And ayan, additional benefits. Ayan, may mga team building, annual trips. Could be ayan, scholarship, transportation, communication allowances. You could give this to your employees as much as possible if kaya din naman ng inyong uh, budget. Next, ayan. Employee training and development is a major cost for every entrepreneur. So, because employees are the best assets of the business enterprise. But right now, medyo nagiging technical to, so best asset. Because asset depreciates, some of asset depreciates. So, tinatawag siya ngayong human capital. So, the best capital inside the company because you nourishes your capital. Okay? So, yung capital mo, pinalalago mo. So, it's the same as with your human resources. So, ini-enrich mo rin sila. Okay, next. Okay, so that ends the discussion. So, here you have additional activities or what's more activities rather and what I have learned. Yan, so write down your key takeaways. What I can do. Ayan, draw a supply chain. Ano ba ang, based on what we have discussed or it could be based on your business plan. So, ano ba yung magiging supply chain ninyo doon? So, kanino kayo kukuha ng raw materials ninyo? You could draw this. Okay? In your notebook na lang. Okay? So, for individual activity. Okay, so you have here the assessment. And, ayan, additional activity. So, answer the following questions briefly. Okay, and okay, you can skip this activity. So, just stick to additional activity letter A. Okay, so ito na lang muna ang gawin ninyo. And that ends the discussion for Module 1, Lesson 2 of Entrepreneurship. So, I am going to upload overview or the discussion for week 4 soon. So, that's all for now. Bye-bye!